Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Let's make sure everything's working. Should have checked that first, really, shouldn't I? Camera, audio. All good. All good. Welcome to Friday again. Been on holiday this week. Myself, Ness and Heather went to Swanage. Fabulous time. Back to reality now. Back to work. The sun is shining though. Spring is definitely in the air. It's all good. All good. All exciting. All good. Lots of plotting, planning and scheming was had. And we've got lots planned going forward. There you go. We are at the Wild Witchcraft Conference tomorrow. Local to us, which is brilliant. We got all sorts of other things. Have a look on the Kitchen Witch online shop. Have a look on our social media pages. We've got lots of stuff coming up. Which reminds me, I must update my website because there's some stuff to add. Good morning, good morning. As always, do please pop a hello in the comments. If you're watching, good morning, Jane. Theme today, I don't know where it came from, but it's there, is the Otherworld. Just because in all of the years that I've been doing this, I don't think we've ever talked about the Otherworld. So there it is. Good morning, Nicola, from a very sunny Enfield. Yes, we have blue sky, looking out the window, blue sky and no rain, which is good. We've got a lot of gardening to do this weekend. The garden is the next thing to be renovated completely. We are going to start pretty much from scratch. Other than the elder mother, we will not be moving the elder because no one's going to take that on. We don't want to upset her. So lots of gardening this weekend. Good morning, Louise. Good morning, Hannah. Happy spring equinox. Yes, we're there, aren't we? Yeah, Wild Witchcraft tomorrow, Horndean. Myself and the girls will be there. We'll have some books, we'll have some oracle decks, and I'm giving a talk on witchcraft daily practice along with 4 other fabulous speakers. Should be good fun. Should be good fun. We weren't going to do a lot this year, but you know us. So we are going to be at Pagan Tribal. We're going to be at Pagan Tribal Gathering on the Saturday. And we are going to be, there's a witch fest thing that's in the offing. There was something else. It's gone out of my head. You'll have to check the websites. Jane, I keep a welly parked in the Otherworld so I can straddle the hedge anytime. I think if you do, like myself, I'm a hedge witch, there's always one foot in the Otherworld. Always. Always, always. Good morning, Heather. Yes, Heather brought Loki with her on their trip. He made us do stuff that was very brave. Like walking on rope bridges. Good morning, Susan. Sunny West Sussex. Yes, it's so lovely to have the sunshine. Good morning, Tina. Grey Warrington. Fog has lifted. Cold though. Yes, it's a bit colder today. Good morning, Emma. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Emily. Thank you. Cup of tea.
Proper tea.
Proper tea. Thank you. Good morning, Maria. Good morning. Good morning, Xenia. YouTube was being a bit temperamental this morning. Let's have a look, see what it's doing. It threw a bit of a hissy fit. No, it is on there. It is on there. It's on my one anyway. But it was a little bit slow this morning. I know how it feels. Good morning, Kerry and Ebony. Sunny, clearly nice. All hail Loki. Yeah. We couldn't escape him really, could we? He made us brave. Good morning, good morning. Love the magnolias. We've got, yes, lots. We don't have magnolias. In our garden we have hellebores. The picture around is hellebores from our garden. And a camellia is flowering at the minute. I like magnolias. I don't like the mess they make when all the petals fall off. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Camilla. Property. Good morning from Tracy in Dorset. We were in Dorset Monday to Wednesday this week. We were in Swanage. Yeah, it is a proper cup of tea. Don't drink proper tea very often, but I'm trying. Good morning, Cliff. Good evening, Zephora. Good morning, Jenny. Lovely to see you. Emma, it took me a lot coming in and out. Yes, the stream this morning was a bit sluggish. It's, you know. Good morning, Monique. Off for a trip on the Flying Scotsman. Fantastic. Oh, I look forward to seeing the photos of that. Brilliant. Good morning, Luna. Yeah, hail Loki. We were joined by Loki for the few days we were away. Love Swanage. I've been going to Swanage for years. Jane, is your tea made in Yorkshire? It is. It is Yorkshire Gold tea. Cup of tea. Proper Yorkshire Gold. Yeah, absolutely. Tina did chuckle watching the three of you walking across the rope wooden bridge. Yeah, it was scary. But we all did it. Good morning, Steve. Yeah, it was good. Swanage is lovely. Lots of burnt toast cafe. Hidden gem, absolute hidden gem. We had the best day at the Blue Lake Nature Reserve. Fantastic. An old clay pit that nature made into a pond with a woodland around it. Yeah, just amazing. And a fantastic cafe who went above and beyond as well. So yeah, we ate lots, obviously, but we had some good adventures. Corfe Castle, sorry Corfe Castle, very expensive to get in, very expensive to park, and a bit underwhelming. And National Trust tea rooms, you should be ashamed of yourself. Corfe Castle National Trust tea room, we actually came out of because we're having eaten nothing because it was embarrassingly bad. So there you go. But the rest of it, absolutely fabulous. Can highly recommend the Blue Lake. Fabulous. Cliff says, I see you are booked for the Brockenhurst Moot in the New Forest in October. Not me, that is Heather. Heather is doing a talk for the Brockenhurst Moot on bones, on throwing the bones. Yep, that's Heather. We've sent her off out on her own. But it's her subject. So it'll be really fabulous. Good morning, Lolly. Yes, spring equinox. It is. It's looking very spring-like out there. So anyway, the Otherworld. I don't know where the subject came from today. It just came into my head. So the Otherworld is the subject for today. Do you work with the Otherworld? How do you see the Otherworld? Do you work with 3 worlds? Do you work with 9 worlds? How do you work with it? What do you use it for? How do you get there? Yeah, lots of things. Jane, with National Trust properties having gift shops, yes, the gift shop was ridiculously expensive too. Very nice, pretty things, but expensive. Xenia, bones, skulls and teeth are good. Yes, Heather has a fantastic bone set. Thank Maria, bad to the bone. Oh, that's going to be my earworm for the rest of today, isn't it? So yes, if you are heading for the Brockenhurst Moot, Heather will be doing a talk there. Yeah, all good. So Otherworld. Now, I work with the Otherworld from the point of view of hedge riding. Xenia, Witch Fest thing. There's a Witch Fest thing going to be happening in November, but the details are all bubbling at the minute. So once they have it formalised, they will put it out into the world, Xenia. Otherworld, yes. I work with it for hedge riding. I work with the 3 worlds because it works for me, I guess. I guess that's how I always learnt it as well, actually, and that's how I've always found it discovered. I hedge ride. Now, I hedge ride into the Otherworld for purpose. I don't just jolly over there because I want to meditate. It's much, much deeper than that. I've done a talk on hedge riding. That's on YouTube. I go to the other world for a specific reason. If I need an answer to something, if I need healing for something, if I need insight into something. I have a guide that comes with me into the other world. It is not my wild boar. My wild boar will not go into the other worlds. Refuses, point blank. He's sitting here now going, yep, I ain't going there. I have a black panther who accompanies me in the other world. But I work with the three worlds. So if you're looking at the three worlds, think of the tree of life. Think of the roots as the underworld, the trunk as the middle world, and the branches as the upper world. So the underworld, Hades, Tir na Nog, Helheim. It is probably the one I visit most. The underworld, the lower world. It's not a deep, dark, fiery hell pit. It really isn't. For me, it's more of a primordial kind of world, primordial jungle type place, caves and that kind of thing. There are dangers, but there are in any of the other worlds. It's earthy, it's stabling, it's grounding. It is the base, it's the roots. But the underworld deals with our intuition, our basic needs, I guess. Your ancestors might be there, animal guides there, guardians, plant spirits. That probably the primary reason I visit the underworld is animal guides and spirit guides. The fairy realm is often found there as well. Then you have the middle world, which is the trunk. It is Midgard. It is this world, really. It is very much like our own, in my experience. You often find yourself in a place with buildings, with houses, can be the country as well, but it looks like this world. There are still dangers there, as with anything. You do find the elementals there, land guardian spirits as well, quite often nature spirits, sometimes deities in there. You can also find ancestors there on occasion, but probably good for meeting your past and your future selves in the middle world. And then you have the upper world, Avalon, Asgard. It is stunning. I do visit there as well. Don't visit the middle world very much. It's more the underworld and then occasionally the upper world. Spirits live there. It is beautiful landscaping. You can meet your spirit guides there. If you work with angels and ascended masters, you will find them there. Deity there as well, sometimes animal guides as well. It's the spiritual plane. It is the upper astral world. Knowledge, inspiration, healing there, as well as the underground. It's also quite a good way to get a different perspective on things and to see things as they really are. Now, I don't work with the 9 worlds, but if you walk a heathen path, the Norse cosmology has Yggdrasil. I'm rubbish at pronouncing that. So it is a host to 9 worlds. You'll find it mentioned in the poems in the Eddas. So if you are following a Norse pathway, you might prefer to work with the 9 worlds. So you have Helheim, so it's the land of the dead. Then you have, pronunciation, Niflheim is a land of ice. Muspelheim is a land of fire. Jotunheim or Jotunheim is the home of Norse myths. These pronunciations are going to get worse. Svartalheim is the land of the dwarfs. Alfheim is the land of the elves, elf home. Vanheim is the home to the Vanir deities, and then of course Asgard is the home to the Aesir, the main deities. That land is reached crossing Bifrost, which is a rainbow bridge. And then we have Midgard as well. So there's 9 of those. I'd get lost, let's be honest. With my grasp of geography, I'd get lost in 9 worlds. So yeah, I worked with 3 worlds when I had tried. There you go. Let's look at some of these. I've probably let the cat out of the bag about the Witch Fest thing. Sorry, Dave. Let's get quickly onto some of these. So, Jane, Otherworld is appropriate. I've just read Dolores Cannon's Conversations with Nostradamus. All deep. 3 volumes. Hard going, but so addictive. That's some reading. Louise. Violets are out in the garden and primrose. Does anyone regularly work with the Otherworld, and are there any deities that anyone works with in the 3 worlds? You'll find all of the deities are there. Generally for deities, the upper world for me, but you'll find them in most of them. I do work with the Otherworld on a regular basis. You can meet deities and work with deities without travelling to the Otherworld. They will come to you. They will come to you in meditation as well. I tend to work with the Otherworld more for the plant spirits and the animal spirits because I can connect with deity just in meditation. So I do tend to go over to the Otherworld for the spirits of things. It's much deeper going to the Otherworld than it is just meditation. Louise, does anyone visit the underworld to strengthen psychic abilities? I haven't done that before. Generally because it takes quite a bit of work to travel to the Otherworld. If you're travelling to the Otherworld, then your trance skills are probably very good anyway. But yeah, I don't see why you couldn't to ask for help with strengthening your psychic abilities. I would tend to work with more practical things to strengthen my psychic abilities. There are tips and exercises and things that you can work with rather than travelling to the Otherworld. I would look to more practical things and exercises for strengthening your psychic abilities, but everyone's different, so whatever works for you. Xenia, work hedge riding shamanically. Yes, travelling to the other worlds is a very shamanic practice. I have several allies, also my power animal, and also a fox who insists is my support animal. I haven't read that term in literature, but he says so, and also feels like an emotional support animal. The Otherworld work is mostly done with my power animal. Nice, yeah. I think if you are travelling to the Otherworld in any form, in any of the worlds, having a spirit guide with you, an animal guide with you, is key. They will help guide you, they will help support you, they will keep you out of trouble. Definitely highly recommended, yes. Emma, go to the Otherworld to find answers and healing from animal guides, mainly advice though. Yes, it is, in my experience, is not, you don't just trip over to the Otherworld because you need to chill out. You go there for a purpose, you go there for a reason. Hannah, I've worked with the lower, upper and middle, but I see the middle and lower slightly differently. Yeah, everyone's going to. If you're happy to share how you see the worlds, pop it in the comments and we will compare notes. It's a personal thing. There's no set rule here. There isn't any, this is exactly what it looks like. It will be down to personal experience. Oh, YouTube's being silly. What's it? Hannah, maybe I thought I was going to the middle but went somewhere else. Can this happen? Oh yeah. Yes, absolutely. But it can even change as well. So you can go to one of the levels one day and it'll look however it looks, and then you can go to another day and it will have changed. The scenery changes. It's not a fixed thing, not a fixed thing. But yes, like you'll be sent wherever you need to go. Jalala, make sure you have a song for Hades and Persephone's if you're travelling to the underworld. Okay, Salman, if you know, you know. Gotta have coins for the ferryman. Jane, do we need to travel to the other worlds to be in contact with them, or can we just connect from our plane by going to another level of conscious, or are they both the same? Yeah, it's more than a meditation. You can sit and meditate and connect with deities. You can sit and meditate and connect with animal guides. They bridge the gap. Going to the other world is deeper. It is more shamanic trance work. I've always, like you say, there's always one foot in the other worlds. If you work particularly with shamanic practices or hedge riding, you're probably going to have one foot in there most of the time anyway. It is kind of astral travel, I guess. I mean, obviously you don't physically, your body doesn't travel there. It is your conscious. So there are similarities, I think, but it is much deeper. So I can hear an example, standing by the rope bridge in Swanage on Tuesday. Heather was listening to Loki telling her that we needed to go across it. She hadn't travelled to the other world. She wasn't in meditation. Loki was just encouraging us to go across the bridge. So that connection is there. She didn't travel to the other world. It's quite an experience, I would say, travelling to the other world. Yeah, there's probably kind of, I guess it depends how you look at it. Very similar, I would say, Jane, but much, much deeper than a meditation. Definitely different to a meditation. Julie, good morning. How do we go to the other world? New to this aspect. Are there any specific rituals, meditations? There are lots of rituals and meditations to take you to the other world. Master meditation first. If you are brand new to it all, become proficient in meditation first, because traveling to the other world is much deeper. It is trance work, and you need to know how to get yourself back out of it. And you need to know how to connect with the spirit animal guide while you're there. You need to plot it out. You need to plan it out if you are visiting the other world. In my experience, these are just my experiences. Because it's so much deeper than a meditation, I think it takes a little bit of planning. And definitely find your animal guide first before you step over there. Now, there are full details in my Hedge Witch book. Of course there are. Of course I've written a book. There are details there. If you are interested, do have a look at the video on my YouTube channel where I spoke about hedge riding, because it gives it in more detail. But it's definitely a shamanic practice, so it does take you a lot deeper. So it does need a little bit of experience with things. Maria. Never done it in case I don't come back. Actually, that might not be a bad thing. Maria! Yes, but you're wise. If you're not ready for it, don't do it. Absolutely. It is quite an experience, and you do need to know what you're doing. Xenia, what I do several times and also spontaneously after draining situations is a power retrieval. Right, I can do it even while walking, as you let the power animal go off and retrieve your power, and you just wait until it comes back with something very helpful. Yes, the more you experience working with the other world, the more quickly and easily you can connect with those things, or in an instant. Yes, absolutely. Hannah. I see the middle as being like here, but I rarely ever see buildings except an aquarium once. Most of the time in the woods or nature. Yeah, it is. We've got woods and nature here, haven't we? It is. Middle world is very much like here. Whether you are in a forest or whether you are in a city, definitely. The lower was a very dark forest. Yes, and for me, the lower world is very primordial. Very primordial. So like, yeah, that's very similar. Good morning, Louise. Good morning, Maret. Louise, past life regression takes us to the middle world, is that right? And can you plan to visit one of the planes but your animal guide takes you to another? Yes. Yes. And yes. Yes. Past life regression will generally deal on the middle world because that's our past and future selves. If you've heard the term soul retrieval, that's usually done in the underworld, but that needs to be done by a very experienced practitioner. Do not attempt that if you're new to working with the other world. Yes, you can absolutely visit one of the planes thinking I'm going to the underworld today, and your guide will take you somewhere else because that's where you need to be. Trust your animal guide and where he or she believes you need to be. Oh, there's a link to my Hedge Witch book, thank you. Jane, with our spirit being connected to the body by a silver cord, I guess there's no danger of it being severed and leaving us stranded in another realm. Depends how you view it. So if you are working with astral travel, your body, your soul, Your soul leaves your physical body and is tethered by a silver cord. That's astral travel. That is slightly different. I've never noticed the cord when I am travelling to the other world. For me, that works with astral travel. It doesn't work when I travel to the other world. It is a different kind of experience. The astral traveller you always are. You're always connected by that cord. And if you look down when you're astral travelling, you can see your body and you can see the cord connected to it. For me, the other world is not like that at all. It's more like a much deeper meditation. But personal experience. It's why I say if you are travelling to the other world, if you are working with hedge riding, shamanic journeying, make sure you have experience, know what you're doing, do it all properly, because it is quite possible to lose yourself. Yeah. It says, Maria says, you have to be confident in what you're doing. Senia, to my experience, Logan's a top bloke. He has always been right so far. I think he's very misunderstood, isn't he? This week was my first direct experience with him via Heather, but Heather's been working with him for a while. And yeah, the stories and the myths, and there's quite a lot of misinformation about him, isn't there, I think? Yeah, he is a top bloke, I reckon. Emma, for me, the lower world is a series of caves and waterways. Yeah, that works. That works. Jalala, I think I visit an other world every time I go to Glastonbury. Yeah, my purse doesn't like visiting Glastonbury. Yeah, some places have an otherworldly feel to them, don't they? I think it has to be personal experience, but I think it's also about understanding that the lower world isn't an evil, horrible place. It is just very primordial, and different spirits, different guides, different other worldly creatures will live on different levels, and you will find them. I mean, obviously they travel between them, but it is working with your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. So let's get that. Let's do some states of conscious stuff. It's a sciencey bit. The levels that your mind works on. So when you go into meditation or you do any energy work, your state of consciousness changes, or it should do. You moving into a different consciousness is a key with the skills, with meditation and then with hedge riding or shamanic work. If you change your state of consciousness voluntarily, i.e. you're putting yourself into meditation, you're putting yourself into trance, then you won't lose yourself. You're in control of it. You will still be able to concentrate, still work with energy, and still have your intent in place. It is this, once you're in that state, you get answers, you solve problems, you connect with deity, you have that kind of spiritual connection. When you are going about your daily life, your brain is in a beta state. Once you move into meditation or working magic, if you've done it properly, you move into an alpha state. Your mind's relaxed, but you're still aware of what's going on around you. It allows you to connect, I guess, once you're in the alpha state, with other things. Let's say daydream is quite a good analogy. Allows you to connect directly with your psychic mind. Then the next stage is theta brainwaves. I hope this is making sense. It's the level when you go into deep trance. You are in theta waves. That's the stage you enter when you're asleep. Then you have delta, which is the level that your brainwaves are at when you're in a very deep sleep, very deep trance, or even a coma. So there's all these different levels of consciousness. It's moving, it's transitioning to the right consciousness level to be able to go into trance. It's how you see it, I guess. It's, it's science, but it works. Science and magic, hand in hand. Jane, Cornwall is another world. Yeah, that's true. Do you use it in past life readings? Yes, hedge riding can take you on a past life reading. You would need your guide and you would need to go into the middle world. Yeah. Loki is also a told you so guy. Yes. Nicola, have had some very powerful experiences when shamanic drumming to meet guides and animal guides. Drumming is one of the ways that can take you really deep into trance work. I find I have to listen to drumming rather than drumming myself. When I'm drumming myself, I'm also conscious that I'm holding the drum and I'm doing it. Listening to drumming is a good way. Once you're practiced going into trance and going into hedge riding, shamanic practice, journeying, whatever, drumming is a good one. It is a good one. Emma, currently asking a deity I've never worked with to guide my hand. It's all interesting when you do that. Always interesting. Hannah, one journey I was in the lower world, a dark forest, but lights like fireflies were guiding me through the forest. Came to a door of light eventually, but I couldn't go through the door, so went back. Still not sure what this meant. So I think sometimes there are things that we're not supposed to know yet. I would say that door is there for future. Not meant to go through it at the moment, but again, it's how you know, you might have a light bulb moment at some point in the future. Jane, does being possessed by a negative entity take us to another world without our permission? No, that's a different thing in my experience. I think being possessed by a negative entity is incredibly rare. There are a lot of folk that would have you believe that it happens on a regular basis, so that you pay them to cut the negative entity from you. I'm just saying. It's very rare that a negative entity can possess a person. The spirit world just aren't that strong. Entities just aren't that strong. They don't take you to the other world, in my experience. Again, they're out there and they're connected to you. Because for whatever reason you're low or your energy levels are low and they've attached themselves to you. They don't take you to the other world, in my experience. They just make you feel pretty rubbish. But as I say, very, very rare in my experience that an entity is able to do that. That's all right, Emma. Louise, see the underworld as a swampy place. What protection do you do before hedge riding? Yeah, swampy would be good. Primordial, yep. What protection do you do before hedge riding? I've been doing it for many, many years. So my stepping into the other world happens quite quickly and easily now because I've done it for so long. I do have a journey bag. So I have a journey bag that has lots of bits and pieces in it that I have laid out in front of me when I journey. Things that connect me to the spirit worlds, things that connect me to my guides, herbs, crystals, bric-a-brac type things. I do have protection crystals in there as well. My guide is always with me. I wouldn't go into the other world without my animal guide. If you are doing it as a new thing, I would certainly cast a circle if that makes you feel comfortable. In the hedge riding book, hedge witch book, I do talk about different ways of entering it. I work with the elder mother. I have a symbol of her here. This is my older mother. I work with her, so I always ask her permission before I step over the hedge. Sometimes she says yes, sometimes she says no. So there's a lot of things that get put into place. I say do have a look at the hedge riding video or the hedge witch book. It's got details of how to work with it in various forms. Monique, when I have been drumming a couple of times, I've gone off and dropped the beat. Yes. I think that's for me why I listen to drumming rather than actually drum to take myself into trance, because yeah, I'd end up being all out of beat, or yeah. Xenia. Different states of consciousness even works when someone doesn't believe in other worlds or spirits, is being called theta healing. It's science. You're traveling into those different states of consciousness is not spiritual. It's not make-believe. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It's science. So your brain goes into those different levels of states of consciousness scientifically. It's a thing. Yes, absolutely. Jane, I trust your journey bag includes cake for the journey. No cake in there actually. I need to remedy that, don't I? Xenia, in the upper world I have a beautiful crystal-like temple with a large book. Yes, Akashic Records. If you read the Akashic Records, which I have done on occasion, not one of my things I do regularly, but I have done it. There's a lesson on it if you're a student. Akashic Records are fascinating. Didn't let me read it. Akashic Records, again, that's another skill, another form, I think. Now I have a different guide who takes me into the Akashic Records. I have a black Labrador that comes with me to read the Akashic Records, and it's literally like stepping into an enormous library with all of the books with everyone's records in it. But again, I have an animal guide that accompanies me on that one as well. Hannah, is the journey bag the same as the crane bag? Very similar, very similar. So yeah, my journey bag is, it's a piece of fabric that's folded up, tied up with a piece of thong. But yeah, it's got things that help me travel to the other world. There's a brooch from my grandma, because you find spirits over and ancestors over there as well. So brooch from my grandma, it's not up here, it's downstairs. Herbs. There is a brooch with an Avalon image on it. It changes sometimes. There's a boar's tooth for my general spirit guide. It changes. There's a hagstone, I think, in there. There's various crystals, various herbs. It is things that connect me to the other world, things that protect me. There's a button in there as well, because a button opens doorways and closes doorways. Yeah, it's about things that I associate with the other world. And if I'm working or looking for a particular plant spirit, I will put a piece of that plant in my journey bag as well. Generally it's folded up and on my altar, but when I'm journeying I will open it up in front of me. And I'll look and I'll think, actually that bit needs to come out, something else needs to go in. So yeah, similar, very similar. I think a lot of cultures use that kind of thing. If you're a Star Trek geek, Chakotay has a journey bag that he uses to connect with his ancestors, which is a piece of fabric folded up, opens it up, and there's a pebble and there's various, Star Trek has got a couple of electronic bits in it. But I think a lot of cultures have that type of thing. Jane, Hosam Ramsey's Sabla Tolo CDs, great drumming. There is some brilliant drumming on Spotify and on YouTube. So if you don't want to drum yourself, I might have an amazing drum, and it's lovely. I have a spirit guide, I said before, I have the frog spirit guide when I'm drumming. He's my drum animal. And it's brilliant for meditating. I don't use it for head riding because I'm focusing more on actually holding the drum and playing the drum. I need to go deeper. So I do quite often listen to Spotify or YouTube drumming. I quite like the gong sound baths as well, which I listen to on YouTube and Spotify. Yeah, the three worlds is also how you access it. So my visual is a tree, a big old tree, like the world tree. It doesn't have to be. So if I am specifically going to the underworld, then I will get the visualization of the tree and I will go down through the roots of the tree. If I want to go in the middle world, usually there's like a hole in the trunk and I will go in through there. if I'm visiting the upper world, then I will look into the branches and there'll be a gap in the branches and I will go through there. Once I've entered, it's usually a bit of a slide. It's usually a dark tunnel and I slide down it. Sometimes I have carried on sliding down the dark tunnel and never come out the other side and had to finish it because I'm obviously not meant to go into the other world that day. I've had that a couple of times. But hopefully you then come out the other end into whatever world. But yes, thinking about it, I may have chosen to go into the underworld and I end up in one of the others because that's where I'm meant to be, but always with a purpose. So I go with an intent in mind, whether it is healing, to meet a particular guide, or for specific insight. So sometimes, yes, my guide will make sure I go to the right world and I haven't identified it properly. I have done it in various other ways. I think I wrote a blog about it actually. I was sitting indoors one day thinking, does the tree work? I'm a kitchen witch, surely. And then I got the picture of one of the big old ranges, like an Aga, which I used to have when I lived on the farm. And I thought, actually, as a kitchen witch, that would make far more sense. So there is the bottom part with the logs in it. That would be the entrance to the underworld. Then there's the hob part, which would be the middle world. And then there's a chimney bit, which would be the upper world. You have to make, you have to use a bit of imagination here because if the fire's on, it's going to be hot. But it doesn't have to be a tree. It has to be something that works for you, that you associate with the underworld, the middle and the upper world. Tree works. It's kind of one of the more traditional things because it works. But if you've got another idea, it could be the beach. There could be a cave down to the underworld. The sand dunes could be the midworld. The sky, mountain, something could be the upper world. So that it's the door. There has to be a doorway, a portal that you need to go through. Quite often when I'm actually hedge riding, I will literally go over a hedge. So I'll come to the hedge in my visualization. I will meet the elder mother. I will ask her permission. If she gives me permission, then I go through the hedge. But again, it's plants, so it might be the roots of the hedge for the underworld, through the middle of the hedge for midworld, or over it for the upper world. That visualization is probably the one I use more than the tree, actually. Ever since I met the elder mother. Star Trek. It's Star Trek Voyager, Chakotay. He has this journey bag that he opens up for meeting his ancestors. Maria, maybe as Xenia couldn't read the book and you couldn't open the door, perhaps it's for you both to discover in the natural world. Absolutely could be, Maria, absolutely could be. Hannah, my axis is a grove of trees. Go in and there are 3 doors. Left is lower, middle is middle, and right is upper. Nice. Yep, that works. Doorways too. I mean, that's the entry to anything, isn't it? So that works perfectly. Yeah, it has to be an image that works for you. It is, I know I'm doing the whole, you have to know what you're doing, and you do, because it can be scary. There can be things that you don't understand. There can be things, or you can be put into situations where it's a little bit freaky. So you have to know how to get out. You have to know to trust your animal guide as well. But it is an interesting experience and very supportive, very insightful, definitely. Particularly, I think, if you use, if you work with animal guides, or if you use herbals for healing or guidance or whatever, because that's the best. You can connect with the animal spirit guide of a plant that's in front of you. It's a much deeper experience to meet one in the other world. Jane, toadstool works. Yes, above the top, in the stem, or the micellar underground. Yeah, that would work. That would work. Xenia, tech people could use a Stargate. Oh, Stargate Atlantis. Yeah. Yes, you could dial up. You could dial up the underworld, or dial up the mid-world, or dial up the upper world. Wait for it to flash, and then you can step through the Stargate. Yep, I do love Stargate Atlantis particularly. Louise. I see a large garden with a hedge. In that hedge is an archway. I go through the archway into what is the other world. Have a knight that has been with me a while. He turns up when I need him. Nice. Sometimes you will get human form spirit guides rather than animal guides. Trust that whoever is there for a reason, to guide you. Yes, absolutely. And hedge is, well, it's over the hedge, isn't it? Emma, I have a doorway that requires a specific pattern to open it. Well, oh, like the bricks in the wall into Diagon Alley. Once open, there's stairs either going up or down, or just a level platform for the different worlds. Nice. Yes, I did once. I was working with the Fates, I think it was, and that was walked into a room and there was a woman with a spinning wheel, and then weaving stuff. She was the middle bit, and then there was a spirally staircase up, like a castle up, and then a trapdoor actually down into the bottom. Yeah, it has to work. The visualization has to make sense to you. Hannah, always do guided journeys. My only upper world visit was weird, so I don't go there. It has to work for you. Absolutely has to work for you. I do visit the upper world quite a lot because my connection to deity works up there if I'm looking for something specific. But probably the underworld is the one I visit the most. Jenny, very nerdy. Yes, I put my hand up to it. Star Trek, Next Gen, Voyager, probably my favourite. Deep Space Nine, probably least favourite. Enterprise, good. Stargate, like SG-1, but Stargate Atlantis is my favourite. That would be in my top 3 TV series ever. Red Dwarf, love Red Dwarf too. Yeah, definitely nerdy. Now I know how big it is, lived in a toadstool. Yeah, was probably high on something for most of the time. Maria, I have a question. Why are the levels? Interesting question. I think because each level contains different things, for want of a better word. Not all of the spirit guides, not all of the guardians, not all of the ancestors, not all of the dead. They all live in different habitats, if that's the right word. The whole idea of gods, I guess. Asgard, Avalon, heaven. It's up in the clouds, it's up at the top there. The fairy world. Ancestors again, of different sorts in the lower world, and then the middle world is us. So it kind of makes sense if you think about who or what lives on each level. They all have their different places that they reside, different wants, different needs, different habitats that are set up for them. That's why it works, I think. I'm not so sure on the 9 worlds because I don't work with it. But that does seem to be different levels for different types of beings. Again, for where they live. So the dwarves live in one place, the elves live in another place. That's kind of how it's set out, I think. Oh, hi Angela. Yeah, YouTube was being a bit of a pants today. Yeah. Jalala, actually I work in an other world of sorts every day, the virtual world. Yeah, yeah, yes. It might sound flippant, but you'd be surprised what can happen in a space where imagination and creativity are boosted and people's inhibitions are shed. I've had some very powerful experiences meeting others on a higher plane, mind melding within that world. Yeah, mind melding, see? More Star Trek. Yes, the virtual world, yeah, I get that. A modern interpretation. Oh gosh, is it nearly 10 already? Yes, Emma, it is. Senia, Coven of Nerds and Googly. Yes, I have boxes of Googly Eyes. Hannah, Next Gen, Picard. My eldest daughter's named after Deanna Troi. Excellent. I do love Next Gen. I love all the characters in Next Gen. Apart from Tasha Yar. I was glad the Tar Monster got her. I actually like Janeway. I do like Janeway, but I do like Enterprise as well. Deep Space Nine I liked, but I think the story arc went on and on and on a bit too long for me. I like the Doctor in Voyager, like the Doctor in Enterprise. Yeah, it's Star Trek. Don't like the modern ones. Sorry, don't. After Enterprise, I haven't taken to any of the newer interpretations of Star Trek. It's not Star Trek for me. But yeah, Picard was good though. Maria, just want to visit Discworld. Oh yeah, wouldn't that be fabulous? I suspect though, visit to Ankh-Morpork might be quite dirty and smelly. Heather, good old Captain Kirk. The original. Yeah, he's a bit of a legend, isn't he? He's a bit of a legend. Hannah, you don't like the modern one either. No, it's not Star Trek for me. Heather's voting for Mr. Spock. He was good. Again, another legend. Yeah, with lots of legends. But I think this is it. This is the whole science thing. Yeah, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to that. But I think science and magic go together very well. In point of fact, the different states of consciousness that allow us to go into trance. Science. It's not us making it up. It's not us being bonkers. Well, yeah. It's science. We go into those different levels, those different states of conscious science. Absolutely. Emma, my favourite Star Trek character has always been Data. Yes. I think it was his inability to feel emotion, and me who feels everything just made me feel for him more. Yeah, he's a good character. I have a Star Trek tarot deck, which has him in it, obviously. He's the Fool. Interesting. Maria would go quaffing with Nanny Og. Oh, yeah. Just need to go out with Heather, Maria. It's pretty much the same thing. Christine used to help out at sci-fi conventions, met a lot of Trekkie and Stargate peeps. Kind of not the same in real people, they just didn't beam up. Tina, I'm an old Star Trek fan. Kirk's, but oh, Bones was brilliant. Yes, he was brilliant. Really, Scotty. Yeah, quantum physics. Yeah, science and magic go together. Science and magic go together. Zen, no one mentioned Doctor Who yet. Very hedge-ridey. I can remember watching Tom Baker as a kid. I was terrified. I used to hide behind the sofa and my brother would tell me what was going on. I do remember Peter Davison was probably the Doctor that I remember most from my childhood. I have watched them, came to it a bit late because my son is a Doctor Who fan. Yeah, I like some of it. I don't like, you know. I'm trying to remember the name. My favourite one, his name's gone out of my head. The one that plays guitar. Oh, he's my favourite Doctor. His name's gone out of my head. Our son likes Matt Smith and David Tennant. And I think they're both very good. Some of the companions got on my nerves. But yeah, quite hedge-ridey, yeah, but wouldn't it be much easier to have a TARDIS? Mind you, I think if we had an actual TARDIS and we went back through history, we would have to rewrite quite a lot of it. I think the actual reality. Emma has the same deck. All votes for Spock. Oh, Mad Murdoch. That was the A-Team, wasn't it? Gosh, that's going back a bit. Emma's mum used to hide because of the Daleks. The Daleks are hysterical. They fly now. They never used to fly. All you had to do was run up the stairs and the Daleks couldn't get you. Why can I not remember his name? I'm going to have to look it up now. Right, Doctor Who. Not going to show me the one I want, is he? Peter Capaldi, that's it. Gosh, brains, you know. Peter Capaldi, my favourite Doctor, just saying. Are there any crystals that people use when visiting the other world? I quite like fluorite. That one's got a kind of otherworldly connection for me. Celestite is one that's quite often used, or selenite, because they're both quite spiritual crystals. But good old clear quartz is as good as any. Again, it's quite personal, I think, and what shouts to you? Maria. David Tennant, he married Peter Davison's daughter, didn't he? Which is kind of bizarre. Oh, thank you, Cliff. The episode with Chakotay is Voyager, Series 2, Episode 9, called Tattoo. Thank you. Excellent. Wales, we had Torchwood. Yes! Captain Jack. Oh, he was in Star Trek too, wasn't he? Lieutenant Barclay. Yes. Am I sad that I know that? I know his name. Oh, good one, Heather. Thank you. Yes, we've gone off on Doctor Who then. Hagstone for travelling. Yes, very nice. With the hole in it. Perfect. For the other world. Yes. Monique. I was always scared of the Daleks and Doctor Who came after Tom Baker. Lived up near Bisis. Read that properly. I was always scared in the Daleks and the Doctor Who came after Tom Baker. Lived up near Bicester and used to come in Tesco's. What's his name? He was the bonkers one. Well, they're all a bit bonkers, aren't they? Let's look him up. We'll find him in a minute. Peter Davison. Right, okay, so we had William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, don't remember those two, not old enough. John Pertwee, vaguely remember him, but I think probably because I've seen him since. Tom Baker, Peter Davison, the two I really remember. Colin Baker, he was in it briefly. Sylvester McCoy was the really bonkers one. Paul McCann was in the film. Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, Jodie Whittaker and Ncuti Gatwa. There you go, Doctor Who line up. Yes, 12th Doctor Peter Capaldi. He is my favourite. He gave 2 concerts in London, didn't he? You were there, I saw, yes. Very talented guitarist. He was my favourite Doctor. He kind of played it how I imagine it should be for me. Kerry. Love my hagstones. Have loads mostly from Brighton Beach and Horton Beach in South Wales. Yes, our Southsea Beach provides lots of hagstones. We work with hagstones quite a lot. I'm looking over there because my altar to Nehelania is in the corner of this room and it's got lots of hagstones on it. Lots of hagstones, lots of shells. Because she's a sea goddess. Christine. Got chatted up by the monster that fought Captain Kirk. He probably had more screen snogs with aliens than anyone. Captain Kirk. Jenny, when Paul McGann came back during the bit with the War Doctor, he did things to me. I like Paul McGann, I think he's very good. It's sad that he was pretty much just in the film. He never actually did a series himself. He should have. He should have. Peter Cushing was in the film. I do not know the answer to that, Maria. Jenny, if I remember correctly, that was the US attempt to bring Doctor Who there. Yes, he was Paul McCann played Doctor Who in a film, as far as I'm aware. But yes, I think you're right. It was the US's attempt to put it over there. I know, isn't it, Daleks, the worst baddies ever? They can fly now, though. They can levitate, so there's no escape now, unless, you know, the doorway's too narrow. Yes. They were terrifying, weren't they? I remember watching it from behind the sofa. Xenia's. You've got good taste, Xenia. I don't know how we ended up on Doctor Who for the Otherworld, but there you go. So yes, if you would like more information on hedge riding, travelling to the Otherworld, obviously my book, Hedge Witch, just drop that in there. But there is a YouTube chat on my YouTube channel about hedge riding that will give you more information. It's an interesting place, and particularly if you are leaning towards the Norse side of things, do have a look at the Nine Worlds, because that's fascinating. Yeah, it's an experience. Just make sure that you are prepared for it. Xenia was involved. We're going to end up on Doctor Who. I think that's the first time we've ended up talking about Doctor Who in quite so much detail. Yeah, used to hide behind a couch when the Daleks. Yeah, the voices. Yes. Yeah. We all have our favourite Doctor, don't we? It is 10 and I've got to go and collect my new glasses because my eyesight's getting worse, bless. Yeah, there you go. Check out the Kitchen Witch online shop for any workshops, courses, things we've got going on. Keep an eye on our social media. We've got a lot of things coming up. If you are at the Wild Witchcraft Conference tomorrow, myself, Ness and Heather will see you there. If there's any subjects you would like me to talk about, just ping me a message. If I know about it, I will waffle on. And we'll have another Waffling Witches next month as well. So thank you, everyone. I'm very tempted to say beam me up. Dial the Stargate. Have a good weekend, everyone, and I will see you again next time. Take care.